noticed the fist prints in the sidewalk in the front of the restaurant. Those actually are another Latin legend's handprints, fist prints. The great Roberto Duran, who this was his New York home away from home, Victor's Cafe. So we're happy to be here for the Comida Cubana and to be in the Casa de Mano de Piedra.
El mejor Mayorga.
Ponte abajo del arbolito ahí, mira, a la palmera. La señora.
Con la señora.
Póngate aquí porque me tapa.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend from Nicaragua, they call him the craziest man in total boxeo. Now he may be the craziest man in MMA as well. The great champion, Ricardo Mayorga.
I'm sorry.
El gran campeón de Nicaragua.
Dale, suerte.
Y a ti te voy a noquear duro por hablador. Te voy a pegar como tu papá te ha pegado como yo.
He says that you haven't been hit by your father the way he's going to hit you.
En los primeros 2 minutos te voy a noquear.
In the first 2 minutes, you're going to go down.
Pelea como los hombres, pelea de pie, patea de pie. No te tires al piso como las mujeres para abrazarte en el piso. Para abrazarte en el piso, para eso tengo a mi esposa. Yo no te voy a abrazar, pelea como los hombres de
He
pie.
says he's not going to hug you like he hugs his wife. He's going to knock you on the floor. Que él va a abrazar a tu mujer.
Sí. La tuya se va a querer tomar fotos cuando yo te vergué a ti.
He says your wife will be taking photos with me after the fight with you on the ground.
Y le mando un beso desde ahorita.
And you'll send her a kiss right now. A tu mamá también.
Mira, le voy a decir eso a mi mamá para que se acuerde.
Hacer el peso, dice, que estás gordo.
Te llamó Gordinflón.
A ti no te preocupes, yo voy a estar en las 160 libras para el día que te voy a matar.
He says, don't you worry about weight. He'll be at 160 and he'll make sure he's going to kill you that night.
I'm right here. Dime tú, ¿con qué persona famosa y campeón del mundo tú has peleado y has ganado? Yo sí, tú eres un don nadie.
Who's really known around the world? Who have you fought?
You know for being a clown, you do more fighting with your mouth
Dice
than
que
you do
habla
with your
mucho, habla
hands.
mucha mierda,
Payaso, digo payaso.
Dice que hablas mucha mierda.
El mundo está lleno de locos y payasos. Esos son los que llegan al éxito, como yo. Y tú nunca has sido campeón del mundo.
That's why I'm known around the world.
Tú no eres campeón, pero ni en la calle donde vives, pendejo.
Says you're not even a champion, sucker, not in the street where you live.
Y yo, 3 veces campeón del mundo. 3 veces campeón del mundo.
Tú no has dicho nada, hablas mucha mierda.
Just wait till Ricardo gets to the podium. That was a warm-up.
Vamos a ir al
Está
podio.
calentando, está calentando.
No, por favor.
Agárralo. Hey, put the security in the middle. I'm telling you. Put the security in the middle.
Right here, we got one for each guy now. You know.
I don't know.
El gran campeón, bienvenido.
Yeah.
Yo soy el número 1 y él es el número 2. Soy el número 1 y él es el número 2.
Don't get it twisted. I'm still gonna kick his ass on the 15th. Don't get it mistaken. You know what I'm saying? I'll shake his hand now, but on the 15th, I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yo pensé que iba a pelear con un hombre, pero ya por el tamañito veo que es un niño todavía.
Got 1 month.
Well, his words precede him, and there'll be millions more, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Marley. Just a couple of housekeeping notes before we get this great Gladys, I think it was stronger than sucker, but we're leaving it. Good G-rated, I'll go next. Okay, excuse me.
This is your baby. Just a little boy.
By the way, just I know Brian Rico threw in the voice of the great ring announcer Johnny Addy, one of the great New York voices of boxing, Madison Square Garden. I just want to mention, and before I get to our promoter, Mr. Devin Price, he's no joke. He doesn't come to play. He backs up his words. The greatest fighter to come out of Nicaragua since the legendary Alexis Arguello. They call him El Matador, Ricardo Mayorga.
Quiero darle gracias a Dios y a todos los presentes.
He wants to thank everyone here, and he wants to thank God in particular.
Gracias a la compañía de David de China que tienen por darme la oportunidad de pelear en la empresa de mí.
Thank you to Devin Price and Shining Fights for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Sobre todo, hay que respetar a cada hombre.
Overall, and most importantly, we have to respect each and every man.
Como un ser humano, como un hombre que es él, tengo que respetarlo, pero como un oponente mío, no puedo respetarlo.
As a man, as a human being, I have to respect him, and I do. But as an opponent, I don't.
Pero cuando lo noquee en los primeros 2 minutos,
But when I knock him out in the first 2 rounds, in the first 2 minutes,
solo una patada le voy a pegar, pero es en el culo.
I'm going to kick him quite hard, but it won't be in the face, it'll be in his ass. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, Dean. Don't forget that.
Yo he visto a la gente que compre mi pelea para que lo que van a pagar por verla en su casa no va a ser de balde y que se sienten temprano porque el que no esté antes de 2 minutos no puede ver la mano que le voy a pegar a este.
He says, I'm inviting the public to please buy this fight because they are going to be well entertained, to make sure they sit down in front of their TV screens and watch from the moment that the bell rings. He says, because under 2 minutes, I'm going to take care of this guy here.
Tengo que darle gracias a Rosendo Álvarez, que fue 4 veces campeón del mundo,
I want to thank Rosendo Alvarez, who 4-time world champion,
quien me estoy entrenando para sacar la mano rápido, para que este niño ni siquiera pueda ver con cuál es que le voy a dar.
who's been training me to be able to really throw a punch very hard so that this little boy over here won't even see where the punch is coming from.
Gracias a mi esposa, Zoila, por apoyarme en todo mi entrenamiento.
And thanks to his wife, Soyla, who has always supported him in all of his fights.
Tu familia que vaya de negro ese día. Dile.
Your family needs to get dressed in black for May 15.
Porque cuando yo voy a hacer el amor con mi esposa, me pongo una tanga negra para enterrar a mi mejor amigo y tu familia va a ir de negro para enterrarte a ti.
Well, he says that when he goes to make love to his wife, he puts on a black towel. And he does that because it's time to bury his main man into his wife. So, therefore, Dean, he intends that night to bury your ass.
Yo soy el hombre y tú vas a ser la mujer ese día.
He says, I'm going to be the man and you'll be the woman that night.
Gracias a todos los presentes. Véanme ganar porque yo voy a ganar.
Win. Watch him win.
Yo tengo manos de hombre y él tiene manos de niña.
He says, you have hands of a little girl and he has the hands of a man.
I think that merits a response, Mr. Thomas, so would you please come up? You don't need a translator. I know that.
You know, when I first took this fight, I thought to myself, I said, you know, he's a tough guy, you know, stepping up to MMA. I take that, I realize now he's not a tough guy. He's just a dumbass who doesn't know what he's getting himself into. He's got 1 month to prepare for the ass whipping of his life. Woo! If he thinks what De La Hoya did to him was an ass whooping, wait till the 15th of May. You know, I thought about maybe just taking him down and choking him out, but I'm gonna drag his ass. I'm gonna drag his ass through it. It's gonna be 3 rounds, and then with 1 minute left, I'm gonna put his ass to sleep. Then I'm gonna take his girlfriend from him.
You can get a response.
Dile a él lo siguiente.
Okay.
Que para eso,
For that,
a él le faltan
I just hope Fat Boy makes weight.
you don't have
A ti te faltan
balls
huevos
big
para
enough or
venderme a mí.
strong enough to
faltan
deal with
huevos.
his wife.
Cuando su mamá lo parió sin huevos.
When your mother gave birth, she hadn't conceived the right way.
Oye,
You ain't saying nothing.
Tú no estás diciendo ni mierda.
no, cuando yo te pegue duro como un hombre, ni tu papá te va a
I'm gonna
reconocer.
hit you so hard.
Ni tu
your
papá te va a
father
reconocer.
won't recognize you.
Hey, tranquilo.
Como la nena. No la mujer avienta, pega golpe como
He says, hit like a man.
loca, sucia.
A little dirty, a little crazy. What's the matter with him?
Solo las mujeres jalan del pelo y pegan aventura y pegan como los
Says
hombres.
only the women pull hair. He says, come on, fight like a man if you don't fight.
Then Lucho and do it.
He says, you're...
Put the cigarette out.
Ah, cigarrillo. Front row.
We ain't gotta wait. Today's the 15th. Today's the 15th. We don't gotta wait.
Ahora mismo dice.
We didn't gotta wait till May.
Let me jump in. I have a feeling there'll be a few questions. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, address your questions to Devin Price, our promoter, to the champion, Ricardo Mayorga, or to the MMA champion, Dean Thomas. So fire away. You got a question, raise your hand. Who wants to speak?
Man, bring it. We ain't gotta wait till the 15th. We ain't gotta wait a month.
No tenemos que esperar un mes.
Te sientes valiente porque están los hombres aquí. Dime dónde vas a estar y yo llego donde ti y te
He says,
pateo
you
el
feel
culo.
very tough now because you got some big men around you. He says, well, tell me where you're going to be.
The only
when
big
you're
man
alone.
around me is him, fat ass.
He said, sir,
Did you have a question? I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
Question, sir?
Yes, I'm from Wilson Production, and Dean, I want to ask you a question. What?
Mike,
Yes,
here.
sir.
For Latino. But it seems to be that out there in boxing, there's a few fights for you, like Sam Judah and all the other guys. So, in case that you lose, what's going to happen? That you going to go back to boxing or going to have for a rematch with Mr. Thomas?
Cuando yo le gané a él,
When I beat him,
yo soy famoso.
I'm famous.
El ejecuta este se va a hacer famoso
This,
cuando yo le gane, porque su nombre le va a dar la vuelta al mundo, el nombre de él, que lo erguió Mayorga.
he'll become famous because the name will be heard that Mayorga kicked his ass too.
Timothy,
I'm gonna send him back to boxing on.
Esa noche, cuando yo te pegue esta derecha,
When you feel my right punch,
tu mamá va a llorar como nunca. Como nunca,
never
maricón.
cry.
Como nunca va a llorar.
Another one, sir? Anybody else also?
Wilson Production, I want to ask Mayorga a question. As a martial artist, they dedicated every day of their lives to train hard. A boxer usually takes 4 or 4 months. Are you in shape to fight him? He is, I can tell. By looking at him, he's in shape. Are you in shape?
Si fuera que fuera a pelear con un verdadero campeón,
If I
yo
wanna fight
pienso que me
a
haría
champion,
falta un poco.
I think I need probably a little bit more training.
Exactly.
Pero este pendejo,
He's in
que no es campeón,
This
nadie lo conoce.
champion.
Wait, no more. That's it. Hey, Devin.
Dile que se calme.
Okay, that was the free part of the show, folks. Everything else is $29.95. I can tell you one thing, you get two for the price of one at Shine Fights, but it is not a non-profit organization. Do we have any final question? We will also, the fighters will be available one-on-one. We'll put Ricardo at one table.
Separate room.
Yeah, maybe separate, we'll go over to Gallagher's with him, I don't know. Any other questions, please? How about a question for our promoter, Devin Price?
What went into the decision to go with the ring?
MMA. And in the world of MMA, you have on the feet, you have boxing, and that's what I like to say. Boxing is a part of MMA. He can use elbows, knees, kicks, punches, and you can take down and use a submission. It's up to Mayorga who's to prepare for MMA. This is not, and I want to state this again, this is not.
A él, si va a pelear de pie conmigo, como hombre,
Fight on your feet.
como hombre que pelee de pie, pegándome golpes y patadas de pie, o hacer la mariconada de quererme abrazar en el piso.
Well, there goes my
No te la tiras de buchador.
There goes my question. Then obviously Mayorga has a concern with the fight going to the floor. Mayorga, how do you plan to prepare?
Wait, let's
I don't even know what he's saying. I don't even know what he's saying.
hold on. Let's give Gladys a chance. Is you gonna stand and fight him on your feet, throw some really hard punches, even kicking, but on your feet, or you're gonna try to just get him down on the ground, because that's the only way you think you can have an
El público quiere ver pelea,
The public wants to see a real fight.
no que un maricón abrace al campeón, ¿entiendes? No que un maricón abrace al campeón. Yeah, all right.
At this point, I think it's time for a photo opportunity, folks. So let me bring by the way, Devin Price, they said at the University of Rhode Island, Ohio State, he had a better jaw than Ernie Shavers. Let's find out. Can we get our promoter up here? Mr. Devin Price, you get in the middle between these two great warriors. And Toto Caballeros. Gentlemen.
Move the glasses and the knife.
Let's save the fight for May 15th.
Move
Get this out of the way.
Go
Don't worry about the banner, guys. Guys, if you could look at Dean, would you look at Ricardo and he'll look at you?
Solamente mirarlo. Ricardo,
Tranquilo, tranquilo.
Mayorga, no conviene.
Dale un besito.
Mayorga, mira para acá, Mayorga.
There you go. Okay. Thank you, folks. We'll have individual photos momentarily.
Okay. Está nervioso, él tira como las mujeres. Te voy a poner a besarme los huevos.
Because I'm going to put you down on your knees, you're going to have to kiss my balls that night.
Well, we had a romantic thought there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, anybody wants to speak to Mayorga? You guys can
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo quiero que te suscribas a Las 5 Esquinas.